Former Trump lawyer Sidney Powell accepted a plea deal on Thursday, the day before her trial was set to begin, and she has now pleaded guilty to 6 misdemeanor charges and will officially avoid any prison time. She does, however, as part of her punishment, get 6 years probation, a $6,000 fine, $2,700 in restitution, and of course, she has to write an apology letter to the people of the state of Georgia. Now, she doesn't have to write millions of the letters. She's going to write one letter that basically applies to the entire state, couple $1,000s here and there, which obviously she has. She's got a pretty strong legal defense fund with millions, and then 6 years of, hey, don't do anything wrong. That is an exceptionally light sentence considering that she was charged with a crime under the Georgia racketeering laws that carries a guaranteed minimum of 5 years in prison. So writing a letter, paying a few $1,000s, and keeping your nose clean for 6 years, it's pretty light punishment, right? And that kind of tells us a lot about the other part of the plea deal, which of course is that she has to testify truthfully and honestly and not hold anything back at all. You know, no pleading the fifth against the other co-defendants in the case. Now, as I've talked about in the past, we have already had a very low person on the ladder agree to take a plea deal. Sidney Powell is not a low person on that ladder, right? The original person whose name unfortunately escapes me at the moment, they're not going to be able to testify against Donald Trump, right? This very low person did not have direct contact with Donald Trump. You know who did? Right, that next rung of the ladder? Sidney Powell. This is massive. Like, I cannot underscore that point enough, folks. Sidney Powell is somebody who I, honest to God, did not think would ever take a plea deal. She is the person who I felt, aside from maybe Rudy Giuliani, genuinely believed the nonsense that they were pushing. And I do think she still believes it. But nevertheless, she was in the Oval Office at times. She worked with Donald Trump. She sent the people to Coffee County to copy the voting machine data. Getting her to flip, or at least to agree to testify, this is massive. This is the worst thing that Donald Trump could ever have happened to him in the Georgia indictments. This is the big fish. And Fani Willis caught her. Again, the trial is supposed to start today. They were going to go through jury selection today. Her lawyers earlier in this week, as I talked about yesterday, were trying to kind of taint the jury pool. They were going to fight this up until the end. Till they realized they had no way out. They knew she wasn't going to win. That's another reason you take the plea deal. If you think you can beat the charges, you're not going to take a deal. They didn't think they could beat the charges. That also is a huge, horrible thing for these other defendants, especially Donald Trump. Sidney Powell knows everything that happened. Sidney Powell was there every step of the way. Donald Trump, it's been reported that he wants to throw Sidney Powell under the bus during his trial. But now that she's agreed to flip, it's going to be a lot harder to throw her under the bus when she takes the stand and is able to refute and possibly even provide solid evidence that she's not the one who pushed this. It was Trump himself. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel? We also encourage you to like, comment, and share. But again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.